Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world where true connection goes beyond the surface, where intimacy becomes an art of giving, listening, and honoring one another. There are those rare individuals who understand that real power, real magnetism comes from devotion, from attention to detail, from valuing pleasure as much as presence. When someone commits to elevating the experience of another, to showing respect through care and genuine effort, they unlock a level of confidence and charisma that few ever reach. This is not just about desire, it's about empathy mastery and the courage to fully embrace vulnerability while lifting someone else to their highest experience. Today, we explore the profound truth that those who give wholeheartedly, who prioritize the joy and comfort of others, cultivate a strength and influence that echoes far beyond any fleeting encounter. True power is not always loud, visible, or recognized by the world in obvious ways. It often lies in the quiet moments of dedication, in the deliberate choice to put another person's experience above your own. When a man devotes himself wholeheartedly to giving pleasure, attention, and care, he taps into a force far greater than any superficial display of strength. This is not about seeking validation or chasing conquest. It is about understanding the transformative energy of devotion. To truly connect, to make someone feel seen, appreciated, and cherished requires focus, presence, and a willingness to set aside ego. The act of giving without expectation builds an unshakable confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be boasted about because it is felt deeply by everyone around. When you commit to being attuned to the needs and desires of another, you develop a sensitivity that extends far beyond the bedroom. This sensitivity translates into emotional intelligence, charisma, and a magnetic aura that cannot be ignored. There is a profound distinction between those who take and those who give freely. The giver understands that strength is measured not by what they accumulate, but by the impact they create in the lives of others. This devotion becomes a statement of power that is subtle yet undeniable. People are drawn to those who understand the art of giving because it signals respect, awareness, and mastery of self. It reflects a mindset that prioritizes connection over conquest and presence over performance. Every action taken in consideration of someone else's comfort, pleasure, or satisfaction compounds this invisible strength, shaping a character that commands admiration without demanding it. The ability to devote oneself fully to serve another's experience with attention and care is a form of leadership in its purest sense. It demonstrates that true influence is not wielded through force or dominance, but through understanding, commitment, and the courage to engage in the intimate act of giving. In a world where ego often overshadows empathy, those who embrace this devotion cultivate a rare magnetic energy. It is in these moments, in the depth of giving, and in the quiet attention to another's joy, that the most profound power is revealed. A power rooted in care, presence, and unwavering commitment. Mastery is not simply about skill or technique, it is about understanding, connection, and the ability to intuit what someone else truly desires. True empathy allows a person to step beyond their own perspective and immerse themselves fully in the experience of another. When a man develops the ability to sense, anticipate, and respond to a woman's needs, he creates a dynamic that transcends physicality and enters the realm of profound influence. This is the art of mastery through empathy, a rare combination of awareness, patience, and dedication. By paying attention to subtle cues, tones, movements, reactions, he can adjust, adapt, and elevate the experience in ways that feel effortless yet deeply intentional. This kind of attentiveness is magnetic. It draws people in because it signals respect, understanding, and a deep level of care. It is not something that can be faked or rushed. Empathy requires presence, a willingness to listen, observe, and act without distraction or selfish intent. When someone approaches intimacy with this mindset, they create a space where trust and comfort flourish, allowing genuine connection to take root. It is in this space that influence emerges naturally, not through force or manipulation, but through the undeniable impact of thoughtful, responsive attention. Mastery through empathy is also about consistency, the commitment to showing up fully again and again without expecting accolades or recognition. Over time, this approach shapes a persona of authenticity and strength because people are drawn to those who make them feel seen, appreciated, and understood. The ability to put oneself in another's shoes, to prioritize their pleasure and comfort while remaining confident and grounded, transforms the dynamic of any relationship. This is a form of power that is quiet yet undeniable. It is an energy that cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. It is cultivated through awareness, care, and the courage to engage fully in the moment. The man who masters empathy becomes more than a lover. He becomes a presence that uplifts, inspires, and leaves an imprint that lasts far beyond the fleeting moment. By embracing the art of empathy, he taps into a level of influence and charisma that few achieve, proving that true mastery is not measured by skill alone, but by the ability to deeply understand, connect with, and elevate the experience of another. True confidence is not loud, boastful, or defined by external validation. It is cultivated quietly through the courage to embrace vulnerability and the willingness to give fully without fear of judgment or rejection. When a man approaches intimacy with authenticity, he demonstrates a level of self-assuredness that is magnetic and deeply attractive. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but in reality, it is the gateway to genuine connection and trust. By allowing himself to be present, open, and attuned to another person's needs, he communicates a strength that transcends superficial displays of power. This confidence does not seek approval. It is rooted in the understanding that giving, caring, and being attentive are forms of mastery that require courage. There is immense power in knowing that one can provide pleasure, comfort, and fulfillment without ego, without expectation of reward, and without hesitation. Those who embrace this mindset radiate an energy that draws people naturally because it signals authenticity, reliability, and an emotional intelligence. The act of giving fully, whether in moments of intimacy or in everyday interactions, reinforces a sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation. It builds resilience, patience, and a deep awareness of connection. Vulnerability, when paired with confidence, creates a rare magnetism. It shows that one is secure enough to prioritize another's experience without fear of losing themselves. This balance between strength and openness allows for a level of intimacy and influence that is transformative, both for oneself and for those around. People are naturally drawn to those who exhibit this rare combination of courage and authenticity because it inspires trust, admiration, and a sense of safety. It communicates that the individual is grounded, capable, and fully present. Confidence in vulnerability is a lifelong practice, cultivated through experience, reflection, and a commitment to growth. It is not an act, but a way of being that elevates every interaction, deepens every connection, and amplifies the impact of every action. In embracing vulnerability without fear, the man who gives wholeheartedly transforms not only the lives of others, but also his own, demonstrating that true strength is inseparable from the courage to be fully human, fully attentive, and fully devoted. Connection is not merely about proximity or physical presence. It is about creating an experience that transcends the ordinary and resonates on a deeper emotional level. When a man approaches intimacy with the intention of elevating the experience for another, he transforms a simple act into an art form. This requires awareness, attentiveness, and a genuine commitment to making the other person feel valued, appreciated, and fully present in the moment. Elevating connection is about understanding that every gesture, every touch, and every moment carries weight. It is an opportunity to communicate care, respect, and attentiveness without words. The most profound connections are built on the foundation of mutual respect and the deliberate choice to prioritize the other person's comfort, pleasure, and emotional well-being. When a man takes the time to learn what brings joy, what sparks excitement, and what fosters relaxation and trust, he creates an environment where intimacy becomes transformative. This level of connection demands patience and practice, a willingness to observe subtle cues, and the humility to adjust and respond thoughtfully. It is in these deliberate acts of attentiveness that true influence emerges, not through force or dominance, but through presence, understanding, and care. By elevating connection, a man cultivates an energy that is magnetic and compelling because it signals authenticity and mastery of self and situation. The ability to make someone feel fully seen and cherished transcends physicality. It touches the core of human desire for recognition, appreciation, and emotional safety. This approach reshapes the dynamics of intimacy, turning fleeting encounters into memorable experiences that leave lasting impressions. Elevating connection is also a reflection of character. It demonstrates emotional intelligence, empathy, and the courage to engage fully in each moment without distraction or pretense. It shows that true influence is born from service and attentiveness rather than ego or self-interest. Those who master this art create bonds that extend beyond the immediate moment, building trust, admiration, and an aura of magnetism that draws others naturally. In every deliberate gesture, every thoughtful action, and every conscious choice to prioritize the other's experience, the man who elevates connection demonstrates a rare power, the ability to transform simple intimacy into a profound and unforgettable experience, leaving a mark not only on the body but on the heart and mind. Influence is not born from force, aggression, or the desire to control. It is cultivated through the ability to give selflessly, to prioritize the experience and well-being of another without hesitation or expectation. The man who understands this truth realizes that true power lies in the impact he creates, not the accolades he receives. By focusing on the pleasure, comfort, and satisfaction of someone else, he demonstrates a rare form of authority that commands respect naturally. This influence is subtle yet profound because it is rooted in authenticity, presence, and care. People are instinctively drawn to those who make them feel seen, understood, and valued. And when these qualities are consistently expressed through thoughtful action, they become a force that extends far beyond any single interaction. Selfless giving requires courage, awareness, and emotional intelligence. It is not about sacrificing oneself, but about understanding the balance between presence and attentiveness, between generosity and confidence. When a man masters this balance, he cultivates a charisma that is undeniable, a magnetic energy that attracts trust, admiration, and connection. The act of prioritizing another's joy and comfort demonstrates mastery over ego, fear, and impulsiveness. It shows that he is secure enough in himself to lift others without diminishing his own value. This dynamic creates a ripple effect. Those who experience this level of care and attention often respond in kind, fostering deeper bonds, mutual respect, and a heightened sense of intimacy. Influence built in this way is lasting because it is anchored in the principles of respect, empathy, and devotion. It is a power that cannot be forced or fabricated. It emerges naturally when one consistently acts with integrity and attentiveness. The man who embraces this approach transforms ordinary interactions into extraordinary experiences, leaving impressions that resonate on emotional, mental, and even spiritual levels. He becomes a presence that inspires, uplifts, and commands attention without demanding it. In understanding that selfless giving is a pathway to influence, he taps into a profound truth that the most enduring power is not in what we take, but in what we offer, in the care we show, and in the way we elevate the lives of those around us. By prioritizing others, he demonstrates a strength and authority that is rare, magnetic, and unforgettable, proving that true influence is born from generosity, presence, and unwavering commitment to connection.